Dr. Emma, leaning forward with intense blue eyes, her blonde hair catching the light. Elon, you've revolutionized space travel, electric vehicles, and human communication. But today, I want to explore the most complex machine you've ever encountered, your own mind. Are you prepared to debug your soul? Elon, fidgeting with his hands, avoiding eye contact. Debug my soul? That's an interesting way to put it. I've always thought of emotions as inefficient code that needs to be optimized away. Dr. Emma, yet here you are seeking therapy. What brought the man who wants to colonize Mars down to Earth into this room? Elon, long pause, staring out the window. I haven't slept properly in 3 years. Every night I lie awake calculating failure probabilities, SpaceX explosions, Tesla recalls, Neuralink malfunctions, but the worst calculations are about my children. Dr. Emma, tell me about those calculations, Elon. Elon, voice cracking. I have 11 children, Doctor, 11. And I can tell you the exact trajectory needed to reach Mars, but I can't tell you what my youngest son's favorite bedtime story is. That's a failure rate I can't accept. Dr. Emma, challenging tone. You speak about your children like they're projects. Is that how you see relationships? Elon, standing up abruptly, pacing. Everything is a project. Love, friendship, human connection. They're all systems that can be optimized, improved, made more efficient. But what if I've been running the wrong algorithm my entire life? Dr. Emma, when did you first realize that people weren't machines you could program? Elon, stopping mid-pace, vulnerability creeping in. When my oldest son stopped talking to me. He was 12, and I missed his birthday because I was troubleshooting a Falcon Heavy launch. I sent him a custom Tesla as an apology. He returned it with a note. I don't want your inventions, Dad. I want you. Dr. Emma, how did that make you feel? Elon, sitting back down, hands trembling. Like a complete system failure. I realized I'd been treating my own family like beta testers for my attention. But emotions? They don't respond to engineering solutions. You can't patch a broken relationship with an update. Dr. Emma, system failure meaning what, exactly? Elon, eye nodding intensely. If I don't control every variable, if I don't work 20 hours a day, if I don't push humanity to become multiplanetary, then everyone I love will suffer on this fragile, single point of failure planet we call home? Dr. Emma, that's an enormous burden, Elon. But who appointed you as humanity's backup system? Elon, voice rising, emotional. Who else is going to do it? While everyone else is scrolling TikTok and arguing about nonsense, I see the asteroid that could end everything. I see the AI that could destroy us. I see the climate crisis accelerating. Someone has to be the adult in the room. Dr. Emma, leaning back, studying him. Or someone has to be the child who never learned it's okay to need help. Elon, long silence, then quietly. I was 8 when my parents divorced. My father, he wasn't a good man, Doctor. He made me feel like nothing I did would ever be enough. Like I was fundamentally flawed code that needed constant debugging. Dr. Emma, what did that little boy need that he never got? Elon, breaking down. He needed someone to tell him he was enough. Just enough. Not because he built something or solved something or saved the world, just because he existed. But instead, I learned that love is conditional on performance. Dr. Emma, and now you're trying to prove your worth to the entire universe? Elon, wiping tears aggressively. If I can make life multiplanetary, if I can solve sustainable energy, if I can merge human consciousness with AI, maybe then I'll have earned the right to exist. Maybe then my father's voice in my head will finally shut up. Dr. Emma, Elon, listen to me carefully. What if I told you that your greatest innovations weren't born from your trauma, but despite it? Elon, that's impossible. Everything I've built is because I'm running from the fear of not being enough. Dr. Emma, standing up, voice intense. No, Everything you've built is because somewhere inside you, there's still that 8-year-old boy who believes in impossible things. Your trauma didn't create your genius, it's been sabotaging it. Elon, looking up, confused. What do you mean? Dr. Emma, you work 20 hours a day not because the world needs saving, but because you're terrified of sitting still long enough to feel. You push people away, not because you're focused, but because you're afraid they'll see what your father saw, worthlessness. Elon, standing up, agitated. I don't. Dr. Emma, when was the last time you created something purely for joy? Not to save humanity, not to prove your worth, but because it made you smile? Elon, long pause, then softly. The Cybertruck. Everyone said it looked ridiculous, like something from a video game. But I drew it in a meeting because it made me laugh. It reminded me of being a kid, sketching impossible vehicles in my notebook. Dr. Emma, and how did that feel, Elon? Smiling for the first time. Free. It felt free, like playing with model rockets in my backyard when I was 12, before I knew they had to serve a purpose beyond wonder. Dr. Emma, Elon, what if saving humanity wasn't your job? What if your only job was to be present for your children, to love them not as optimization problems, but as miracles? Elon, voice breaking again. But if I'm not the one pushing us forward, who will? If I don't sacrifice everything for the future, what's the point of existing? Dr. Emma, sitting on the edge of her chair, intense. The point, Elon, is that you exist, right now, in this moment, not as humanity's savior, not as a broken child seeking approval, but as a man who deserves love simply because he's alive. Elon, shaking his head. I don't know how to do that, Doctor. I don't know how to exist without a mission that's bigger than myself. Dr. Emma, then let's start with this mission. For the next week, spend 1 hour each day doing absolutely nothing productive. No emails, no engineering, no saving the world, just be with your thoughts. Elon, looking terrified. An hour of nothing? That's 4.2% of my waking hours. Do you understand how much progress humanity could lose in that time? Dr. Emma, smiling gently. Do you understand how much of yourself you've already lost trying to carry the weight of the world? Elon. Long silence then. I'm terrified, Doctor. What if I stop running and discover that underneath all the achievements, all the companies, all the grand plans, there's nothing there worth loving? Dr. Emma. And what if you discover there's everything there? What if underneath the armor of impossible goals, there's a man capable of impossible love? Elon, sitting back down, more relaxed. You know what's funny? I can calculate the exact energy needed to reach Mars, but I've never calculated how much energy I've spent running from the scared little boy inside me. Dr. Emma, that might be the most important equation you've never solved. Elon, looking directly at her for the first time. Dr. Richardson, I built Neuralink to connect minds with machines. But sitting here talking to you, this feels like the first real human connection I've had in years. Dr. Emma, connection isn't about merging minds, Elon. It's about being brave enough to show someone your unoptimized, inefficient, beautifully human heart. Elon, standing up, extending his hand. I think I'd like to try debugging my soul. Not to fix it, but to understand it. To maybe even accept it. Dr. Emma, shaking his hand warmly. Elon, your soul doesn't need debugging. It needs accepting. And maybe, just maybe, it needs to know that the little boy who dreamed of rockets was enough all along. Elon, voice soft but determined. Maybe it's time I stopped trying to escape Earth and started learning how to live on it. Dr. Emma, what would that look like for you, Elon? Living on Earth instead of running from it? Elon, walking to the window, looking out with wonder. You know what I realized? I've been so focused on making humans a multiplanetary species that I forgot to be fully human on this planet. What if the real revolution isn't about reaching Mars, but about reaching each other? Dr. Emma, tell me more about that vision. Elon, turning back, eyes bright with possibility. What if instead of working 20 hours a day to save humanity, I worked 10 hours to advance humanity and spent the other 10 actually connecting with the humans I love? My children don't need a father who conquers space. They need a father who shows up for dinner. Dr. Emma. That sounds revolutionary coming from you? Elon, laughing for the first time. You know what's truly revolutionary? Vulnerability. I've spent billions trying to make rockets that can survive the vacuum of space, but I never learned how to survive the vacuum in my own heart. Dr. Emma. And how does it feel to acknowledge that vacuum? Elon, sitting back down, more relaxed than we've ever seen him. Terrifying, but also liberating. Like I've been holding my breath for 30 years and I'm finally allowed to exhale. Doctor, what if my greatest invention isn't a rocket or a car or a brain chip? What if it's becoming a present father? Dr. Emma. That would change the world more than any technology ever could. Elon, leaning forward with genuine excitement. I have this crazy idea. What if I started a new kind of company, not for rockets or cars, but for connection? Teaching other high achievers how to be high present, showing them that you can change the world without losing your soul. Dr. Emma, you're already changing the world just by being here, being vulnerable, being real. Elon, standing up with renewed energy. You know what I'm going to do? Tonight, instead of staying up calculating Mars trajectories, I'm going to read bedtime stories to my youngest kids. And tomorrow, instead of optimizing battery efficiency, I'm going to optimize my presence. Dr. Emma, how does that feel in your body right now? Elon, pausing, touching his chest. Like I can breathe. Like there's space in my chest where there used to be only pressure. It feels like coming home to myself. Dr. Emma, Elon, you've just discovered something more powerful than any rocket fuel. Elon, what's that? Dr. Emma, the fuel of self-acceptance. And unlike rocket fuel, this never runs out. It only grows stronger with use. Elon, walking toward the door, then stopping. Dr. Richardson, I came here thinking I needed to debug my soul, but you've helped me realize something incredible. My soul isn't broken code that needs fixing. It's open source, meant to be shared, improved through connection, and made stronger through vulnerability. Dr. Emma, standing up, smiling warmly. And now you have the most important mission of your life, sharing that open source soul with the people who matter most. Elon, opening the door, then looking back one final time. I've always said that becoming a multiplanetary species is essential for human survival, but now I know something even more essential. Becoming a multidimensional human is necessary for soul survival. Thank you for helping me remember that the most important space to explore is the space within. Dr. Emma, calling out as he leaves. Elon, remember, the universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be present. Elon, from the hallway, voice echoing with newfound joy. Copy that, Doctor. Mission accepted. This is going to be the greatest adventure yet. Dr. Emma, to herself, writing in her notes. Today, a man who dreams of reaching the stars finally learned to reach within. Sometimes the most extraordinary journeys begin with the simplest step, coming home to yourself. 6 months later, Dr. Emma, recording a follow-up note, update on patient Elon Musk. He's launched something more revolutionary than any rocket, a foundation called Present Fathers Initiative, helping high-achieving parents balance success with presence. His children report feeling closer to their father than ever before. Most remarkably, his productivity hasn't decreased. It's increased because he's no longer fighting himself. He's learned that the most sustainable fuel for changing the world is first changing yourself. When asked about his transformation, Elon said, I used to think vulnerability was a bug in the human operating system. Now I know it's the most important feature. And the best part, it's infinitely scalable.